Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to share skincare things with you. I have been on kind of a crazy skincare journey almost all of my life, but I have found something that works really well for me. If you do see that my skin is freaking out a little bit, it's because I ate pizza on Friday and I am lactose intolerant. So I'm going to go through my AM skincare, my PM skincare, my masks. So in the morning, I really try and keep my skincare nice and simple. I try and use wholesome products essentially, and I try and stay away from plastic beads, that sort of thing. A little bit of background, I have very combination oily skin, and when I mean very, like how can you have extremely combination skin? My T-zone is extremely oily. So all in here, down my nose, my chin, and underneath, kind of like my cheeks, are so oily. It is disgusting. The perimeter of my face is so dry and flaky and tight that that's actually where I break out the most. I tend not to break out kind of like in this area. I tend to break out on my chin, on my forehead, and around my jawline and stuff like that. Very frustrating. So we're going to start with the morning. I try and keep my morning skincare routine very simple. So I only use 4 products, which I know you're going to be like, 4 products for like one skin thing. They all do different things. It's really easy, I promise. First thing in the morning, I do like to exfoliate. Because I have dry skin all around the perimeter of my face, that's where I really focus it on. Obviously, I do clean the center of my face, but I do that last, and it's just a quick little scrub. I really focus on, probably the closest I get to the middle of my face is around my nostrils. Ooh, that's sexy. Because I have buildups of dead skin there, which I know is so gross, but really, it's just I wake up in the morning and I have like a line of dead skin around my nose, and I'm just like, thank you, nose. That's exactly what I needed. So I start out with the Badescu Botanical Exfoliating Scrub. This is for all skin types. This is just a little mini size because I didn't want to get the full size and have it not work because a lot of exfoliators break me out. But this has the actual like beads in it are Ecuadorian ivory palm, so they're not plastic beads, which I really like. I find that this really just sloughs off the dead skin and all of the dried skin, especially if I have breakouts. I get a lot of dry skin around my breakouts and stuff like that, but it doesn't totally like wreak havoc on my face, and it doesn't like totally rip open my pores or anything like that. And I just find that it leaves my face not feeling stripped, feeling very nourished still and very clean. After that, I go in with my toner slash astringent. This is the Badescu Special Cucumber Lotion, and this is not necessarily exactly what I wanted. I'm using it because it's a good product and it gets the job done. It really makes sure that all of the little beads from the exfoliator are off my skin, and I do feel it tightening a little bit, but it doesn't close my pores as much as possible. So because of that, I have been struggling a little bit more with my skin. I've been having to work a little bit harder with it. If you can, get a toner that's really going to tighten your pores and really close them, especially if you're using scrubs or scrubbing brushes or anything like that, because they do open your pores a little bit. It's not as bad as some exfoliators that I've used in the past, but I do wish that this had a little bit more tightening properties, but this is more for clarifying, and this is for combination oily skin, so it works really well with my skin, and I really like it. After that, I follow up with these 2 products from The Body Shop. This is the Drops of Youth Concentrate, and this is the T3i Skin Clearing Lotion. I use this first. I use 3 drops, one on my cheek, one on my forehead, one on my other cheek, so that I can get an even coverage. You don't want to use too much of this because this is quite expensive for this little bottle. The dropper, because this is so thick, I think it would have been better in a pump, but I get that they're trying to do like the Drops of Youth, so it's like in a dropper sort of thing, but I do think that this would be better in a squeeze bottle or a pump. And then this does my skin very, very mattified, which I personally like. I would rather have to add highlight on top of my foundation or use kind of a glowier foundation rather than be an oil slick sort of thing. So I really love this. It is so good at really fighting breakouts. I will notice that at the end of the day, if I have kind of a big under the skin breakout, it will have decreased. So I really like this, and it's definitely worth the money. So I'm going to go into my nighttime skincare routine. I am definitely one of those people that I wear makeup most days. My skin has been bad for most of my life, and unfortunately I have very low self-esteem when it comes to my skin. So I tend to cover it up with makeup. I do try and give my skin at least 2 days a week off where I load it up with masks and moisturizers and heavy creams and oils and make sure that it really gets a lot of nutrients, especially in the wintertime, which we're transitioning into right now. But unfortunately, I am just one of those people who I enjoy wearing makeup. Makeup makes me feel a little bit more confident going through my day and my skincare. So I wear makeup about 4 to 5 days out of the week. So the first things I do when I go for my nighttime skincare routine is I remove my makeup. I use the Body Shop Chamomile Gentle Eye Makeup Remover to remove my eye makeup. This thing is a godsend. It's very much along the lines of Bioderma or the Simple Micellar Water. Both of those are equally as good. I think that Bioderma is a little bit too expensive. The Simple Micellar Water I run out of very, very fast. So even though it's about $7 or $8, it's kind of like I could pay $7 or $8 but have to continuously get it. Or I could pay, I think this is like $15 to $18, and it's double the amount of the micellar, not this little thing, like the normal size bottle. And I just like it. I like the ingredients that it has, and it does such a good job. It's not an oily makeup remover. They do have an oil-based eye makeup remover. This one is not it. What I like most about this is that when I'm doing my makeup, if I do want to create a harsh line, or I get some mascara on myself, or I want to clean up my wing, I can put makeup on top of the area I've just cleaned without it breaking up because of oil underneath it. So that's what I really, really like about this, and it's so, so good. The other item I use is the Body Shop Chamomile Silky Cleansing Oil. I absolutely love this. It is so gentle, but at the same time, it removes makeup so good. I literally just pump one pump into the palm of my hand, dry skin, dry hands. And at first, it feels so wrong. You're like, I am spreading oil all over my face, over my makeup. Like, it feels so gross almost. And then you wet your hands and you massage it into your face. It becomes kind of like a milky consistency, and then you wash it off. And this has saved me so many times because it is so easy. I try and stay away from makeup removing wipes because they tend to really strip my skin, and I feel like I'm just pushing the makeup into my pores at the end of the day. This really helps lift all of that makeup out, and then I follow up with a wash. So I will say, if you have blemish prone skin and or big pores and you like to wear makeup, one of the things that you might be doing wrong if you use a cleansing oil is not washing afterwards. I always wash my face after I use a cleansing oil because for me it's not good to let that oil sit on the skin. So I go in with the Body Shop T3i Skin Clearing Facial Wash. This is not a foaming facial wash. I personally have found that foaming facial washes strip your skin a lot, and they also tend to have more chemicals in them. And I also use the Vanity Planet. I think this is the Skin Spa spinner thing. I'll link it down below. Also, I just wanted to say that none of this video is sponsored. I wish it was. Body Shop, Vanity Planet, Mario Badescu. Let's get on this. But it's not, so I just like this. I did see this on ShanXO's vlog channel. She did, I believe it was a sponsored video about this. So I actually wound up getting the same set that she did because it was on like mega sale. Like this skin set is normally about $125 and I got a promo code when I signed up for their newsletter for 75% off. So instead of being $125, I believe it was about $50, which is a big chunk of difference. But it comes with the brush. All of these heads are removable. I use the gray one every single day. And then my little guys are jiggling around in here. And then it does come with a case, which I find really useful when I'm traveling. I do travel a lot, but it's a case and it has a brush head that's black, and then it has the silicone brush head. I do love the silicone brush head, but I am trying to be a little bit more gentle to my skin, and the silicone brush head is for like really like caked in dirt and stuff like that. Like I use that after I go like hiking or a day at the beach or something like that, where I really have dirt on my face and I'm grimy. It really helps get all of that out of my skin. But for everyday use, I do try and stick with the gray one. When you get the system, it has a little booklet in it that tells you which one is the everyday one, which one's the exfoliating one, and which one, and then there's the silicone one and when to use it. But I just use the gray one. For me, it's the most comfortable. I think it's the everyday one, but it could be the exfoliating one. I don't know. These two in conjunction, I just wet my face. It's already pretty much wet from the washing off the cleansing oil, but I just make sure that my face is wet. I rub this all over my face kind of as though I were going to wash my face, and then I go in with this. Otherwise, if you just push this in here, because the bristles are so long, it just kind of sinks into the bottom, and if you press too hard, then this will stop. And this has 2 speeds, so it has like... So after I do that, I go in with my toner again. Again, I want to tighten my pores. I want to make sure that there's nothing left on my face, but I don't want to totally strip my face. So it helps tighten the pores a little bit because it does have a little bit of alcohol in it, but it's not as tightening as I personally would like, but that's just my opinion, but I still use it again. And then I really have to take a look at my skin. And if I'm having a very heavy blemish day, I use something like this. The reason I say something like this is because I prefer the Body Shop's Tea Tree Night Fade Lotion over the Seaweed Clarifying Night Lotion, which is what this is. This is good. It's more of a gel consistency, so I find it kind of aggravating to go to bed with because then my hair's in it, or if like my cat lays on my face and I have a bunch of cat hair on my face. I prefer the Night Fade Lotion over this, but this does do a good job of clearing up my blemishes. It's pretty decent. And if I don't have a lot of blemishes, or if my skin is feeling exceptionally dry, then this is the Body Shop Vitamin C Glow Boosting Moisturizer. I absolutely love this. It is so nourishing and hydrating and light, and it really almost like cooling as well. It's really, really good, and it's actually not that expensive for how much you get and how much you actually need to use. After I use one of those, I always follow up with this Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. It's essentially a rose water spray. I always follow up with this. It really hydrates my skin, but it doesn't leave it feeling oily or greasy. I really love it. And this is also a great thing to use in the summertime when you just want like either a good setting spray to kind of like set down your makeup, or even just to hydrate your skin a little bit in the summertime when that very dewy, glowy look is very in. I find that this is absolutely excellent. But we'll kind of get into some like overnight treatments and masks and stuff like that. So the first overnight treatment that I tend to use almost every single night is the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion. This is for all skin types, and it's the weirdest thing, but basically you have this solution, and in the bottom is a powder-like substance. So don't go, when you get this, don't just like shake it up. It'll probably already come pre-shaken because of the postal system, but just try and let it sit for at least a couple hours, and all the pink will settle to the bottom. And then all you do is you take a Q-tip and you stick it in, and then you lift it up above the liquid, and you just let it drip a little bit, just a little bit, otherwise it'll run down your face, and then you stick it on your blemishes. And overnight, the blemish will decrease by half. It is insane. So the last kind of overnight treatment, you could kind of call it, that I use is the Agave lip mask. Now this has 0 writing on it because I have had it for so long and I have used it so much. You can tell that I love this stuff. I'm going to have to repurchase it when it runs out because it is the best. It hydrates your lips. You only need a tiny amount. I've had this for pretty much 2 years, just a little under 2 years. And it's so good. It is so good. Go and get this. If you have extremely dry, cracked lips, if you get those cracks on the corners of your lips a lot, especially in the wintertime, if you go out, if you do outdoor stuff a lot in the summer or in the winter, but especially in the winter, get this. It is so good. It's made from really good ingredients. It tastes really good. So like when you put it on, it's not like medicinal or anything like that. It's actually like very sweet. It is very thick, so you do have to like be careful. Just use a little bit. And me personally, I just rub it on my bottom lip so that I'm not like building up a bunch of the product on my finger. I just rub it on my bottom lip and then a little bit on my top lip if I really need to, and then just rub my lips together and it works perfectly. I also try and get a little bit on the outside edge of my lip because I find that in the morning my lips are so like hydrated that they look a little bit more plump, and this is it's just so good. Out of all of these products, I've been using this for 2 years and it has never let me down, so go get it. So as far as masks go, I have 4 different masks that I like to use regularly. Some of them are new, some of them are old, but regardless, I just kind of look at my skin, and that's so the first mask I'm going to talk about is the Ren Glycol Lactic Radiance Renewal Mask. I have had this mask forever. Probably for about 2 years, maybe a little bit over, because I only use it probably once a month. This is more for you girls and boys who have dry skin, because it really it's almost like a chemical peel in a way. It's very like tingly, almost burny. It does smell like citrus, like super strong, like lemony orange scent, which I find is quite nice. It heats up your skin. When you take it off, your skin is a little bit red, but the next day your skin looks so radiant and beautiful and kind of I know plump is a weird word to say, but it just looks like hydrated. It's so good. And again, the reason that I've had this mask for so long is not because I don't like to use it. It's because I only use it like once a month. The next product I like to use is the Body Shop Mineral and Ginger Warming Massage Clay Mask. This is so good. If I'm having a skin day where I feel like my skin is really, really gunky, or again, like if I know that I want to look really good in a picture or at an event, or you know, if my skin is just feeling dull or I have a lot of blackheads, I use this. It's great in the wintertime. For me, it's not so great in summer because it's very, very hot in the summer, and this warms up. But in the wintertime, it's so like nice and warm on your face, like, oh, it's absolutely wonderful. And it just really does a good job of really getting the gunk out and leaving your skin feeling smooth but not stripped. And it's the easiest mask out of all of the ones that I have to use because you only need to let it set for 5 minutes. So the next mask I have is the Mario Badescu Silver Powder. Now this is kind of a mask, kind of a weird thing, but it's supposed to, the silver in it is supposed to clarify your skin and draw out impurities. I use this on my nose and my chin and my forehead, and it doesn't do the same thing like Glam Glow does or like that Aztec matte clay mask thing does. You're not going to see like little pinpricks of like gunk coming out or anything like that, but afterwards you wipe it off with a toner or an astringent pad and it just looks like you have soft, smooth skin. You can tell that it did take out the blackheads, and it's, you know, at least like the blackheads that you do have are visibly reduced, and it is just, it's so good. And it wasn't that expensive. It was like $12, and it's like the weirdest product ever to have. And you have to buy cotton pads, not Mario Badescu cotton pads, but you do, not cotton pads, cotton balls, because you can do it with a cotton pad, but it's not as good. So the last mask I have is the Body Shop's T3i Skin Clearing Clay Mask. And this is so good at clearing up your blemishes. I leave this on for 15 to 20 minutes, so that's a good chunk of time to leave a mask on your skin. So I generally only do this either at night or again on a day where I'm not doing anything. I don't need to like wear makeup or anything like that. And it is like so purifying and clarifying, and I just feel like my skin looks so good and so almost like calmed after this. It's amazing. So that is everything that I have to share with you. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I'm going to try and cut it down as much as I possibly can. And I also was trying to just give you kind of like the facts and my opinions and, you know, what I use. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. And if you want to see like my AM routine and my PM routine in one of those like little artsy videos that people do, and I kind of already do that with my vlogs, but if you want to see it here, then just leave me a comment down below. Let me know what skincare products you've tried, what's worked for you, what doesn't work for you, what are the best masks. I'm always looking for masks. Let me know what kind of masks you like down below. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, and I will talk to you later. Bye!